What's up, guys? How are you doing? Hope you're all well. Welcome to my channel, GHOSTSNIPER. We specialize in trading indices. We only trade NAS 100, US30, and German 30. We only use a trendline strategy, right? We only use a trendline strategy. That's our main strategy. All right. So I'm going to show you how we apply this trendline strategy. Just pay attention. Once you see a trend going like that, you already know that you are looking for a sell. All right. So how are you looking for that sell? You will have your first touch, your second touch, and then this is where we're going to look for our third touch. So our third touch, we're going to have our TP there, right? That's going to be the TP there, right? The reason why we want that low to be the TP here is because we are in a process of taking lows out. The first low that was taken out was that it was broken, and then that was a pullback, and then we want to continue breaking another low. Therefore, we can put our TP there, right? So this is our first touch. First touch. It's going to be our second touch. And then this is where we want to sell this thing, right? On a third touch. But we need three things, right? We need three things before we can sell. Number one, we need to see, of course, the third touch, right? We need to see the third touch, right? And then secondly, we need to see a supply. We're going to buy inside that supply zone, right? And then third, which is the last one, we need to see a price, right? We need to identify that price level where we're going to buy it from. I call this a hedge fund price line. We call this hedge fund price line, right? This is what we need, okay? So now we need to see all of these three things here. Like they should be in alignment here where we're going to sell, right? Going to see in the charts, it's going to be very easy, right? When we go to the charts. So first is the third touch. Of course, you can see the third touch. And then secondly is the supply. How is the supply? We're going to have to look for a bearish engulfing candle here, aka order block, bearish order block, or supply zone, right? So this is how we're going to mark it, all right? Let me zoom. This is how we're going to mark the supply zone, all right? And then once we have the supply zone, we're going to have to look for a price level. So that price level should also be inside that supply, right? So this price level is the one that we're going to use to sell, okay? We're going to use to sell it somewhere there, all right? And then our TP will be there, right? Let me look for my short. So my short will be like that, and then like that, and then that's gonna be the TP. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the short and short of it. All right, so let's go to the charts. All right, so talk about the candlesticks. All right, you must just pay attention to the candlesticks. Look how I mark my first touch, the second touch, and then I project it. All right. First touch there. And then I will say this is my second touch. And then I'm projecting for a third touch here. All right. So once we are waiting for this third touch here, we need to see these three things. We need first, we're going to have to wait for the third touch. Of course, we can see the third touch. And then we're going to have to look for a supply. All right. Where is that supply? So you can see that candlestick there. That's the supply. We mark it like that. Can you see? We mark it like that. So ideally, we want to see the price coming and entering into that supply. And then the next thing, it melts, right? What else do we look for? The price level, right? Inside that supply, we need to see a very important price level, right? Inside. I have these price levels for all the indices, NASDAQ, US30 and German 30, right? I have them. Inside that, we need to see this important price level, right? So ideally, we want to touch it. Once we touch it, that's where most of the professional people are going to sell, right? Hedge fund managers are going to sell using that price level, all right? You cannot just sell not knowing at what price you sold, right? You need to always know that this is the price that I'm going to sell from, right? In this case, we're going to use the very same one. Let me delete this. Okay. So lastly, or last confluence is the structure, right? Let's make sense out of the structure. You can see this was a low getting taken out. Every time we take a low, just know that the structure is bearish on that time frame you're looking at, right? So this is the pullback, right? And then the next thing, push, take out that. Let me show you how we took out that low. Okay, we took out this low. Let me see, took out that low. Sorry about that. We took out this low here. You can see, all right? So we are in a bearish trend, all right? Or bearish structure. So therefore, this is a pullback. We are pulling back to what? We are pulling back to the supply. So once we get into the supply, we touch the very important price line. We touch the trend line. We are supposed to melt. And then you can see that big rejection there. That's what we got. And our TP should be here. Our TP should be there. Therefore, our short position would be like here. Okay, put this thing there. And then our short position should be like that, right? Just like that. And then we had all of that. Unfortunately, we didn't hit our TP, but we made around 400 points. That's 4,000 pips, right? Yeah, that's how we trade these things. For those who are eager to know what's happening with the colors of the candlesticks, this is just an indicator of mine, right? It shows you the supply and demand zones, you understand? And then it's going to show you the levels where you're supposed to buy as well, right? So it's a code, all right? It's a code. So it's for sale. If you want it, you have to send me a DM. I'll link I'll link my group, my Telegram group, all right? Just check underneath there, the description. You will see the link to my Telegram group. That's where you can send the message to if you want this indicator, all right? Otherwise, guys, I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you. Bye.